Greetings nerds and virgins, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be going through UFC fighters that retired early, but before we start, can you like and subscribe? I'm getting views, but I want some subscribers as well since I'm building a community here. So please subscribe to hop on the shadow train. Choo choo, hop on the shadow train. But yeah, whether it's because of injuries or a loss for passion in the sport of MMA, these are the MMA fighters that retired early. And we're starting off with Dan Hardy, which may come to a surprise to a lot of you, but he was only 30 years old when he retired from the sport of mixed martial arts. This was a surprise for me since he was a fairly successful fighter who fought for the welterweight title before against the GOAT GSP, and he actually retired on a 2-fight win streak in the UFC, which one of those wins was against Dwayne Ludwig, who's obviously now a high-level coach for several fighters in the UFC. Now I know what you're thinking. Why did Dan Hardy retire so young? No, it wasn't to scream at Herb Dean, "Stop the fight!" It was actually because in 2013, Hardy was diagnosed with Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, which you guys can go do your research on that since I can't be asked. But the next UFC fighter we got that retired early with so much potential, which of course I'm talking about Mike Jackson. Obviously I'm kidding, the actual fighter who retired early is James Krause, who, by the way, I just found out his nickname is The James Krause, which I find kind of funny. But yeah, James Krause retired at 34 years old in 2020, but the crazy part is his actual run in the UFC before retiring. Krause was on a 6-fight win streak in the UFC before losing a split decision versus Trevin Giles, which most people thought Krause won. After losing to Giles though, he went and beat Claudio Silva, so realistically Krause was on an 8-fight win streak. Actually a 9-fight win streak, because before his 6-fight win streak he lost a split decision. James Krause nowadays though is banned from cornering any UFC fighter ever again, since he was accused of telling his fighter Derek Minner to fake a leg kick TKO loss in the first round, since they put a truckload of money on Derek Minner to lose in the first round by TKO, which you guys can go do your research on that if you want, since again I can't be asked going through the full details. The next fighter we got that retired early though, we got Tiramisu boy himself, Khabib Nurmagomedov, who was barely 32, literally in his prime, coming off one of the best wins in his career against Justin Gaethje. Now the reason he says he retired is because he made a promise to his mother, which I don't care if you guys hate me for this in the comments, because that's such a cop-out in my opinion, especially when you have his friends, his family, his teammates all saying he could have defended his title like 20 times and become a triple weight champ. Like, cool story, bro. If he was that good and that confident in his skills, he would still be fighting right now. Let's imagine Khabib never retired in 2020. His lineup of opponents would have been something like Charles Oliveira, Michael Chandler, Gamrot, Arman Tsarukyan, Alexander Volkanovski. I'm sorry, I just don't see him going 5 for 5 in those fights, since everyone I just named is a well-rounded fighter, unlike the people on Khabib's resume. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Michael Johnson and Justin Gaethje, they're all primarily strikers who doesn't mix in takedowns ever. The next UFC fighter that retired early though, we got the greatest MMA fighter of all time, GSP, aka George St. Pierre, who was basically retired in 2013 if we don't count his one-sided mission against Michael Bisping in 2017 when he became the double champ. So the same age as Khabib Nurmagomedov, GSP retired at 32 years old, and oh my god, I just clocked something. GSP retired at 32 years old and came back at 36 years old and became a double champ. Khabib is now 36 years old, which he turned a couple days ago, so could he potentially follow GSP's footsteps and become a double champ at 36 years old before retiring for good? I mean, that's a crazy theory. Nobody has ever said that online before, so if you're going to go make a post about it, at least give your boy some credit. As I was saying though, GSP retired at 32 years old and missed out on fighting the top welterweights of the next era, which at that time would have been Tyron Woodley, Robbie Lawler, Wonderboy Thompson, Damian Maia. And to be honest, GSP was young enough when even the Kamaru Usmans and the Colby Covingtons entered the scene. Like, GSP missed out on so many generations of welterweights. But yeah guys, those are the UFC fighters who retired early, and let me know if I missed anyone in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe to hop on the shadow train. Choo choo, hop on the shadow train. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the top!
Hey, you tried to break me, but you couldn't tear me apart. I've got a fire inside, gonna ignite and restart. I'm rising up higher than before. With every step I take, I'm closing in on the score.